Good evening, Jim. This is a demonstration of your Mastercaster panel. For this demonstration, we're using these three yellow lights which represent your air valves. Your machine has three air valves. The red one is your lead pour. The orange one is your air valve which is connected to the top air cylinder. That's your downstroke valve. The green one is connected to the air valve that is connected to your bottom port on your air cylinder. That's the upstroke. This is your limit switch. Now for this demonstration we're using this thermocouple, which is one that I just happen to have laying around the shop. On your panel, this is your main power, that's your PID, of course that's your start and your stop. It's wired up to where this light here will light up green when it's in run mode. Of course that's your touch screen. So when you turn the main power on, the PID is going to show what your ambient temperature is. Now I've played around with the thermocouple some, so it's reading a little bit warmer than it should. It'll end up going down to what ambient is, which should be around 74 degrees in here. The touch screen goes to the default screen. Now, on your thermocouple, if you go and you hold it in your hand, you will see the temperature increase. If the temperature decreases when it warms up, then that means you have the wires backwards. So your wires for your thermocouple hook up right here. Okay, so when you get it, you're going to have to route your thermocouple through that hole right there and around here, and then hook it here. I would wire tie it to this piece here. Now, you're going to have to hook your power up here. It's going to come through one of these holes. There are two holes there. You can see one is totally empty because that's the one where your current power is hooked up to. You're going to hook your incoming hot, because it's 240. One incoming hot hooks up right here where this wire is hooked up. Another one hooks up here. Then your neutral is going to hook up here. And of course, your ground is going to hook up right here where this ground wire is. Now, you have two solid state relays. This one here is for your fan. This is for your pot. If you notice across the top, the one for your pot is a bigger wire than the one for your fan. The green light's on because your PID is currently on and it's calling to heat up because it's set for 750, and of course it's only 74 degrees in here. This solid state relay has a light, and it will come on when you turn the fan on, but right now it's not on. So you can see that as your standard PLC. It is also hooked up, and you can look. If you look, when I hit the limit switch, you will see that the third light comes on. You can hear it clicking. In turn, when you hit the buttons on the front, like the start and stop, you can see that those come on. So when you hit also the run, you will see that first light come on, which is your indicator, which I'll show you here in a second. So pretty much that's about it. That's your DC power supply. Do not make any adjustments on that. It's already set on the proper voltage. This relay here handles your light circuit for doing your start and stop light, which if you want to switch it around, all you have to do is flip those wires right there around, and then it'll illuminate when it's in stop mode and not when it's in run mode. This relay here also controls your one of your air cylinders. Now, let's close this thing up. Now, as you can see, this is a change that I did. This is hooked to your normally closed air cylinder, which is your upstroke air cylinder. That is hooked to the port that's on the bottom of your air cylinder, upstroke air valve, excuse me. Okay. Well, when you go to run mode, see the green light come on, see the light go off. Now, if you listen carefully, I'm going to cycle it, and you can hear it click, and you can see the light come on. Okay? So let's put it in run mode. See, we're in run mode. I've already gone through and I preset your settings, which is, this is just the default. Of course, you can make any changes on that by just touching the block and going through and pushing in a new setting and hit enter. Okay? So let's get back to here. Now, we're in run mode. This is your limit switch that you're going to mount on the side of the machine. Now, remember we have the red is lead pour, the orange is your downstroke, and the green is your upstroke. Now keep in mind, when this green light is lit, the upstroke air cylinder, the air opens to where it doesn't make contact, because this is wired totally opposite. This is plumbed opposite of this one. So let's close the limit switch. You're going to see the red light come on for a second, then both the orange and green will come on at the same time. When that happens, your machine will come off the limit switch. Then you're going to see it cycle off. Well, the machine will then go back to the top because it's being powered to the top. The limit switch closes. You'll see lead pour. You'll see both of the lights come on again. Now, let's just say that we want to stop the machine, so we hit the stop. You can see that when this light is lit, that deactivates the upstroke air, so the machine will move freely. Now let's just say we want to play with double tap, or here you go. See the fan, how it's currently off? See the red light off? Now when I go to turn it on, see the red light come on? Fan's on, red light's on. So let's turn it off. So let's go ahead and we'll try a double tap. Okay, double tap is turned on. We're going to go to run mode. See, it's lights off, so it's in stop. It's going to come on. You're going to see there are no lights on, which means the machine should be at the very top. So we're going to close the limit switch. It's going to drop lead. Then it's going to cool off, and then both should come on. Okay? You're going to let go because that's what happens. Now, you see it blinking? It blinks like that because that's the tap, the double tap. And of course, the machine goes back to the top, drops lead, both lights come on again, it's released. Okay? Now, keep in mind that if any point, let's do this, okay? Oh, let me hold it down. Okay, I'm gonna have to be really quick. Okay. Now, did you see that when I hit the stop button, or when you heard the click, I hit the stop button, how this orange light went off but this green light stayed on? That killed the air, so it stopped moving. Okay? Because it's not in run mode anymore. This is pretty much about it. When you want to make a change on your temperature here, you have these arrows underneath. Okay? So you hit one of the arrows. You can see I have it set for 750. So you go down and you hit set. Oops. And you wait a second. Maybe you don't hit set. It's been a while since I played with one. We'll have to download the instructions. But it will flick back to what the ambient temperature will be. So let me put back to 750 because that's what I normally cast at. Okay? Just move it and you don't have to hit set. It'll go through and automatically do it. Okay? And it flips back. That is pretty much about it. Now, well, one more thing. If when you go to set up your lead pour right here, okay? You're going to want to go to this screen and you want to set manual lead pour. You want it on automatic. Now, what's going to happen now is you see we're still in off mode. You can see that it's still in free. That's why the green light's on. Well, now, every time the limit switch is closed, it will drop lead. And that is whatever lead amount you have set in the machine. Now you can see I'm going to manually operate the machine now. So this is when I pull the handle down, comes off the limit switch, I drop the bullet. Now I go to put it back at the top and it drops lead again. And this is going to happen every time. This is where you can manually do the machine. Now the only thing I didn't try, and I guess I'll try it real quick on this video, is what happens if you put it on automatic and then manually do it. Or still on double tap. Let's change that real quick. Okay. Now we're on single tap. There is no more safety delay. The safety delay disappears. See, as soon as it's closing, it automatically drops lead, and it cycles the machine. So that's one way to get rid of your safety delay. I've never really tried that. So it's a learning experience for both of us just now. But that's cool that it still operates as it's designed. You just don't have the delay. So let's go ahead and put this back. Well, that's pretty much about it. There's nothing else that I can think of besides programming. If you look down here, there's 2 ports. You're going to have a cable that looks like this. Okay? This plugs in the USB port. I made this cable here. This cable is longer than what the original was. Well, you're going to plug it in there. Now, if we ever need to change the program in the touch screen, you're going to unplug that cable and plug it in there. But we probably won't have to. That, I think, is all that I can have. If you look over here to the side real quick, you can see, and I'm going to put a little piece of plastic here as a stress relief. But you can see where I have the other one, and there'll be another one in that hole here. I just haven't installed it yet. That's about it. You will get an extra limit switch just in case. But I think that's pretty much about it. I guess I'll do a video on how to program it should we ever come across that. Oops, look, silly me, I'm still in run mode. Off. Okay, if you look, there's a green light, which means the machine will move freely. Well, that's it. Hopefully it wasn't too boring, and it's been almost about 14 minutes. Well, that's it. Hopefully everything works good for you.